We are back with our Congresswoman for our last segment, but we'll have her back again.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you something. How do you feel your relationship is with the Latino community?
You know, I've worked with the Latino community, particularly around education, for a long time. I was a part of the English Language Learner Advisory Board. You and I worked together. We met on several committees.
Right.
So, you know, when you look at the growing sectors of our community and who's important to, you know, growing this community, you have to look at our Latino community. And I've had a great relationship, really focused on making sure that we're opening up access to education, closing some significant achievement gaps as well. So I'm, you know, from my point of view, I have a lot of friends in the Latino community, but more importantly, great relationships like you and I, and look forward to working with you. And do you feel like the Latin Chamber has been by your side and will be very supportive? Absolutely. I mean, thank you. Yeah. No. And the reason why is because the small business community, they got children in education. They got children in these schools. So I tell people, it works hand in hand. That's right. You know, you and I, we've had many chances to talk. I've come here and talked to your membership several times. And again, I think we're all really focused on how are we able to build an economy that works for everyone and make sure we educate our young people so that they have opportunities that we had. And when you look at it and you look at our small businesses and people who are going out on a limb, taking out loans, being entrepreneurs, I mean, they are the ones who are taking on the big risks in our community. And so I hope they know that they have someone who's rooting for them and will be a resource to help. How can the Hispanic community take more advantage of your office? Well, you know, I have several employees, several who are here today. That's right. So it's an open line. I mean, please make a phone call if you have any questions. I hope everyone reaches out to my office and we'll be here to help. And how do you feel about DACA and immigration? You know, I think that immigration has been a sad chapter in our country's history and the way that it's been dealt with in such a piecemeal manner. That's right. And we have not, you know, 2013, we had a comprehensive immigration reform package, which, by the way, we were talking about a lot more money than $5.7 billion for border security. And so now we're getting back into where we're trading, you know, one thing for another when really we need comprehensive immigration reform. That being said, we have to find a solution for Dreamers and for TPS, you know, and to offer them a permanent solution. And holding, to me, most importantly, the thing that upsets me on what's going on now is understanding that it's people's lives and it's families and it's children who are wondering what they're going to do with their future. And so I'm hopeful that we can get to a comprehensive immigration reform package. And I'll tell you, it's easy to dismiss when you're very busy and you're caught up in your own world. But when you have a kid come up to you who tells you that he's been here since he was 4 years old, he's now 21, went to college, doing everything the right way, and he looks you in the eye and says, you know, I can't go anywhere else. This is the country I want to be at and the only country I know. Right. It really hits home. Yeah. And by the way, that story is a true story. That kid works here for me. Oh, yeah. I mean, or people who served in our military. Or, I mean, and so, you know, I've had many round tables with Dreamers. I've worked with Dreamers in communities and schools. And really, it's about security and knowing that you can plan for your future. I mean, I went to UNLV last fall, met with, I mean, must have been 25 kids. Many of them are about to get their master's degree, or they're going to become productive tax-paying citizens. Yeah, so, you know, I think we definitely need to have a solution to that. So I know it's early on, you just won, but what's the future? What's the future for Congresswoman Susie Lee? You know, I'm really going to be focused, especially this session, on Congressional District 3 and what it is that I can do in Washington to move the agenda forward for Southern Nevada. And whether it's education or veterans issues, and most importantly, economic development. That's what I really want to focus on, it's pretty easy when you get back to Washington to get caught up in Washington, D.C. And so I think it takes a big discipline to really be, again, focused on, does this affect people who live in Congressional District 3? Does this move us forward? And that's really what I'm going to be focused on.
Excellent. We do this to bring the influencers closer to you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Influencers with our Congresswoman, Susie Lee. Until the next time, stay motivated and stay inspired. That was excellent.